What's poppin', y'all? HotBox TV, Boston with Freddie. We about to do a reaction video to this documentary about the city, rappers that never be lyrics, New Orleans edition. Let me light my issue up. We're gonna get straight to it. We're gonna see how much of this stuff is facts and how much of it is cap. Y'all go down and get y'all girls, get comfortable, call your partner, call your girl, make the kids go outside. Let's get it poppin'.
Studio gangsters from New Orleans, like talking about the killer. New Orleans.
Many cities in the United States have seen a dramatic rise in their homicide rate.
Coming here at home, an up-and-coming New Orleans rapper talking to me more about someone open to fire the rap artist.
Yella and Baby had a physical fight. Yella did actually go to his house looking for him, and house.
Bag on the boy, I was fixing the
I was a young buck when all this going on.
third
Like
one to see.
I remember one story, man. Yellow boy pulled up. I was going to high school. I was catching the bus. I ain't have no car, nothing. So they were like, man, yellow boy out there, you know what I'm saying? All the while I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, they mad because ain't about UNLV no more. So the yellow boy out there, I'm hiding in the hall.
Be out of his mind, all he doing, all these reclaims, man, a lot of them straight from the originator, Yellow Boy himself. New Orleans, a city that never closes, is known for its food, Mardi Gras, 24-hour party scene.
I don't know where it came from, but I ain't getting the Yellow Boy. I got it. Rest in peace, Yellow Boy. Shout out 6 and B, here.
In mean, grimy streets. These mean, grimy streets will give birth to UNLV, Cash Money Records, first gangster rap group.
Let me start right here. I got a story just about almost all the rappers on there. When I was a little boy, like 19 years old, you heard me? I used to stay on Rampart. Well, I was born in the Calio, moved on Saratoga, grew up on Rampart. Like I grew up on the Rice and Leg, and Taj was my friend. Rest in peace, Taj, you heard me? But anyway, when I was a young buck, them boys used to be pulling up, giving me all kind of T-shirts, posters, UNLV CDs, and everything. No kids, they're all my kids, you heard me?
The group would consist of Tech 9, Reginald Manuel, and Lil Yafet Jones. This group would later add Albert Thomas, a.k.a. Badass Yellow Boy.
I was standing on Joe's feet.
Real life encounters that would include money, guns. The most notable member of the group would be Yellow Boy, a.k.a. Yellow.
I was standing on Joe's feet.
Yellow would be deeply involved in the streets of New Orleans. Some of the street slang that was created by Yellow is still commonly used in the streets of New Orleans today. The third one you see, Mr. A Bow himself, dragging from the river. You already know what it is. He used to be out of his mind. All he be doing, the and all these that slang, man, a lot of that shit comes straight from the originator, Yellow Boy himself, man. Before UNLV would part ways with Cash Money Records, Yellow would get into a physical confrontation with one of its founding members, Brian Baby Williams, over royalties owed. This confrontation would later lead to Yellow clean up Baby's house.
Well, Yella and Baby had a physical fight during the Uptown for Life period. We were shooting a video for Uptown for Life. They had a physical fight. That shit was squashed a couple of weeks later. Before as the pistol whipping and all that's ruined, man. Yella did actually go to his house looking for him, and his house.
Yellow Boy would ride the mean streets of New Orleans in his new Isuzu Trooper, getting into all kinds of street. I remember that boy spinning around the windows down, rolling up $100 bill, hitting out the silver pack. You feel what I'm saying? Feeling himself, got the music blasting. He big old loaded with the little small frames on. Look, with the little pumper, the little ramp pumper, with the S curl at the top. Bucking, you heard me?
I remember when niggas was rocking that style. Niggas used to have a little skinny, I call them cocaine mustache. They had a little skinny line on their lip, you heard me? The little fucking, it wasn't even was a boosted fade back then, you heard me? It was, they called that bitch a regular fade. I remember that shit. Niggas used to have little ducktails and shit. I had a ducktail. My shit was long as hell. I was acting up in school, you heard me? Came home and grandma wound up cutting my shit off.
Yellow Boy shot up Birdman's house.
Yeah. But that's just like some anger. He was pissed off. Something went on with him and Baby, and he went shot up the house in the car.
Damn.
Okay, I mean, but once you do that, now you're escalating things to a whole different level or something.
Yeah.
Say, allegedly, you heard? The whole city was saying Birdman had put a bag on that boy. I remember that shit. The whole city was saying Birdman put a bag on that boy. And it was like some females that hit him or some shit like that, or somebody dressed up like a female, one or the other. Yeah, I remember that shit.
Once that happened, did anyone from Cash Money retaliate? Did the beef?
Nah, I mean, after that,
situations.
After that, they talked and he done. I mean, the whole thing was behind a royalty.
It is alleged that Cash Money Records would have problems paying their artists ever since the beginning, which is what caused the initial confrontation between Yellow Boy and Baby. Other New Orleans local talent would speak up on Cash Money's reluctancy to pay their talent.
Cash Money was doing this thing at Big Easy called Cash Money Fridays at the Big Easy. And then it was like if you win 3 times in a row, you get an opportunity to get a deal with Cash Money. So before Big Boy was even established, we had an opportunity to get a deal with Cash Money. So we won it 3 times. That's when Cash Money was at the Gas and Light building right on the Rome in the CBD area. So we go over there to check them out. We're on the bus and everything like that.
Yeah,
you know yeah. So we catch the bus from the east up there. We go to meet them, and we met Cash Money over there. And they had Yellow and Pimp Daddy and Big Heavy was in there. And Yellow raised his hand and was like, "Look, bro, y'all trying to sign this new we gonna get paid for 6 and Barone." That was a red flag for me. You know what I'm saying? Because that was about my paper.
Yellow Boy, a dude from the streets would not let Baby from Cash Money slide without paying his money. It is alleged and rumored that Yellow Boy would do continuous attacks towards Baby of Cash Money Records behind the money that he was owed for his royalties. It wouldn't be much longer before Yellow would be found shot in the head in his Isuzu Trooper on one of the dope sets in New Orleans trenches. The streets of New Orleans were buzzing with rumors as to who pulled the trigger on Yellow. It was alleged that the hitman for hire had taken out the badass Yellow Boy. This still remains a cold case to this day. There were no arrests made. There was no retaliation that took place in the death of Bad Yellow Boy. The internet would be undefeated as rumors would circulate that
I was at this video shoot.
What happened to that boy was aimed
we was
at
in the nowhere.
Boy. Lil Yacht took to social media to shut down those rumors. Let's take a look at what Lil Yacht had to say.
Yellow Boy, who is in the group, and all of these are
we was in the nowhere in the back of the park.
There's lots of
sitting on the
rumors
sofa.
about Lil Boy.
All facts, no kidding.
We're not going to get into who said what, who did what, but obviously, a lot of people are going to be looking at people you were beefing with. You're going to be looking at, the label that you were beefing with. You're going to talk about everything else like that. But ultimately, we don't know. Well, there was a rumor that Birdman's song "What Happened to That Boy" was a reference to Yellow. Do you believe that?
I can't believe that shit, man.
That's crazy. I
can't believe that.
Did you talk to Birdman after all that happened?
Yeah, I talked to Birdman a few times after that happened.
That's the code of the streets. Live by it. It's a dirty world, but it still stands. At the end of the day, what happens in the streets stays in the streets.
That's all old
There
shit.
still has been
little shit done.
as to who may have taken the life of Yellow Boy.
Little shit that's going the same way.
Fingers continue to be pointed, but at the end of the day,
6 inches.
no one has a clear explanation as to who assassinated Yellow. Was it his mini beef in the streets?
Different type of times in the city now.
Was it just
We
a
got different kind of guns than they
some
had
sort
back
of
then.
robbery? Was he beefing with someone on the dope set?
And only certain type of nigga had certain type of guns like that back then.
Bag of
Everybody got
ever
them
be
now.
a New Orleans street legend.
Rest in peace, Yellow Boy, man. Man, part 2, man. Rest in peace, a big on the shoulder, Slim, Magnolia, Slim. You heard me? I got stories with Slim too. I was a teenager, used to be in Key Store. You heard me? Used to be guarding Key Store, used to be ripping this shit. Used to be ripping the fuck out that bar. Used to be ripping the back. Regular nigga, solid nigga, you heard me? Rest in peace, Slim, man. New Orleans big dog, New Orleans legend. Not just the Noise, but the old city, you heard me? Fuck with Slim. Rest in peace, Slim, man.
Soldier Slim was right here in New Orleans.
That's it, we represented him right.
As you can see, we in the Noise, 1, 2, 3, MHE, NOLIA. Don't get involved in the foolishness, though. I'm trying to tell you what's happening right now. You know, you understand, I'm gonna do my thing, you understand what I'm saying? And keep it real. You know me, glad you got the label popping up.
Yeah, you got a minute. Yeah, it's official now. You heard me?
Crucial in New Orleans, man. You got to say the little past 9 that goes all this gangster. The little past 9 that goes out you off the poke gangster.
Read it a week, nigga.
James Tapp, a.k.a. Soldier Slim, born September 9th, 1977 to Linda Tapp, in New Orleans, Louisiana, November 26, 2003.
Then he got that bitch dip sealed and put the rims on that bitch.
And his 2 sons
That bitch used to be sitting on
was one of the realest to ever step foot out of the Noya. Born in uptown New Orleans, going back and forth from the Noya to the parkways, Slim will be no stranger to the street life. In his teen years, up to his early 20s, Slim would fight on both that boy and that girl, hitting licks, putting off jackets, and getting into all kinds of street beefs. Slim will solidify himself as a certified gangster.
Hey, what you talking about? If never past 94 off the post of gangster, it was read it a week.
One of Slim's first global rap hits was Not a Pop, which he would rock club boy. Slim would be a joke.
2022,
release signed with No Limit Records. This relationship wouldn't last long, as Slim would feel that Pete was playing with the money.
If you make it out 2023, you're a gangster right
and
now.
launch his own record label, Cutthroat Committee
If you're happy,
Records.
you ain't trying to be happy.
Yeah, you got a minute. Yeah, it's official now. You heard me?
I love my city though.
Slim would still be in the streets and continue to pull off acts. Slim would rap about these acts in the lyrics of his songs, rapping word for word about an act that he pulled off in his song, If It's Beef, will inevitably cause him to lose his life. Slim gave full details about a kidnapping that he and his cutthroat homies had pulled off. A hook will be put out on Slim, and he will be taken out in front of his mother's home on November 26, 2003. There was a
free chicken, man. Shout out chicken,
entire New Orleans would attend.
That's my big on free chicken, man.
Slim being crushed would be
If
rejected.
you know, you know.
Jarrell Jigga Smith would be initially arrested for the
Y'all
crime,
know him as Lawful Black. I
but
know
would
him
later
as
be
chicken.
released. That same year, Jigga would be arrested again for deleting Spencer Smith Jr. Jigga would again be released. In 2007, Jigga would be arrested for crushing Mandel Duplessis and would again be released. It is rumored that Jigga wasn't alone on the Swoop Slim hit. His partner in crime would be S.K. Kennedy. They would allegedly both be triggerman on the hit. Stephen S.K. Kennedy will be deleted in Houston, Texas as retaliation for going with the move on Soldier Slim.
All right, what happened? So as he's telling me the story, a guy named Steve from our concept war reached, coming in while he reached for the door and then shot him in the head.
Rumors would circulate online that Jigga was solely responsible for Slim. There would be multiple YouTube videos chronicling the story that either told half-truths, got the story entirely wrong, or that didn't know about SK's involvement.
Hey, they did have so many rumors about that shit. I remember when BG had to say this shit on the song, you heard me? He putting 20 G's on everybody that had a rumor. You heard me? You from the city, you know. It's crazy.
In New Orleans, there are steppers from every hood. Uptown, downtown, West Bank, and the East.
Boy, you'll get hit by a nigga from Chalmette. For real. Shit is active.
Darrell Jigga Smith would ultimately end up meeting his fate. Jigga will be found crushed in the 3500 block of Hamburg, the very same hood that he would wreak havoc in.
Rest in peace, buddy, I don't really know, but rest in peace, Jigga.
New Orleans, Louisiana, known for its strong hurricanes, and not just the drink. The Inno underwent two of the most devastating hurricanes in Louisiana history. Bessie, September 9th, 1964, Category 4 storm with winds reaching 140 miles per hour. Katrina, August 29th, 2005, Category 3 storm with winds reaching 125 miles per hour, causing over $108 billion in damage, displacing residents. New Orleans will bounce back. So would its mean, grimy streets. Michael Allen, a.k.a. BL Mike, born January 19, 1976, son of Yvette and Michael Ray Allen Sr., came up in the UPT, Uptown, New Orleans. Initially living in the 17th ward as a young child, he would later relocate to the 13th. Mike, who didn't drink or smoke, was a live wire who would crash out at the drop of a dime. Known for being a street dude, Mike would slide through from hood to hood. Although from the streets, Mike had a talent. That talent was rapping. Mike would spit gritty, comic lyrics from the street. It is these lyrics that will grab the attention of Christopher Dorsey, a.k.a. B. Jizzle. In 2003, BG would sign an independent deal for Chopper City Records with Koch Records. It was then BG would form the Chopper City Boys.
Shout out Jizzle.
The group would consist of BG's younger brother, Akizzle, Guard, and Snipe. BL Mike would join the group in early 2004. The Chopper City Boys had been featured on BG's solo albums as well as several mixtapes between 2003 and 2006. The Chopper City Boys released their debut album, We Got This, in 2007. The Chopper City Boys' first single, Make 'Em Mad, would be produced by David Banner. Baby album would go on to sell 36,000 units independently its first week. The Chopper City Boys and Chopper City Records were seen to be on their way. They would go on a national promotional tour to promote the album. This would be before the rise of social media. The Chopper City Boys were interviewed with several of the largest hip-hop platforms in the industry, even having a freestyle session on the basement.
See me on Rap City, you heard via the truth.
Before the deal would be signed, Chopper City Records, in the label of James Tapp, a.k.a. Soulja Slim, Cutthroat Committee Records, would have the streets on fire with mixtapes. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina will make landfall in New Orleans. BG will relocate the Chopper City Records imprint to Detroit, but later moved the label back to Louisiana. BG's roster will complete their contracts with Koch in 2007. BG will partner with T.I. and sign a solo deal with Atlantic Records. Christopher Dorsey, a.k.a. BG, was finally starting to see some real bread. With the success of the label on the rise, BG was seen to be back. Jizzle had taken a group of dudes from the streets to be recognized nationwide. With this amount of success in such little time, you would think that everyone would be happy, right? In a perfect world, This answer would be yes. However, this would not be the case, as Michael Allen, aka PL Mike, would not be happy at all. With Mike's dissatisfaction, he would launch a hate campaign against Jizzle. Rewind, the year is 2004. Michael Allen, 28 years old at the time, was an aspiring rapper in New Orleans. Mike will launch his career as a rapper under the stage name VL Mike. Mike will get the opportunity he was looking for when he was made a member of the Chopper City Boys, a group put together by Christopher Dorsey, aka BG. The Chopper City Boys will go on to release their debut album. Not happy with the money, Mike will take to the streets to disrespect BG. What started as just talking shit will turn into Mike's vlogging in the street of the NO. This will not be a good look, as Mike will go from hood to hood, disrespecting Jizzle. It is rumored that the entire time Mike was putting off these antics, he was still being cordial with Miss Sin, BG's mother. BG will go on record saying that the disagreement between him and VL Mike was minor and would end peacefully. Mike would not feel the same way, as he will go on to record a diss track on Jizzle and perform it at local shows, one of which BG would show up to. Jizzle, being a legend in the game and former member of the supergroup, the original Hot Boys, would not be affected by this hate campaign. Mike's barrage of insults would do nothing to hurt his BG career or street cred. Ultimately, Jizzle will let Mike out of his contract. It is rumored that Mike had several deals on the table, including affiliation with the game's Black Wall Street label. Upon Mike being released from his contract, rumor will circulate that this beef had been taken to the streets. It wouldn't be long before Mike's life would be taken. April 20th, 2008, Mike would be in the Gentilly area of the city. He would pull up to the 4700 block of Miles Drive at or about roughly 1 p.m. From nowhere, as Mike was getting out of his whip, shot rang out. He would be approached and shot by an unidentified man. The man would flee the scene on feet. Michael would be taken to University Hospital, where he would later die. At this time, Michael...
rest in peace, Mike. Shit really crazy in the city, bro. Like, really crazy. Got so many talented people come from the city and wind up losing their life here in the city. It's crazy.
Murder remains unsolved. It is unknown if Michael was targeted or his murder was random. No motive has ever been discovered. The year is 2009. Prior to relocating back to the NO, BG had been arrested 3 different times on gun charges in Detroit. To the naked eye, this arrest was seen to be random cases where BG was just caught slipping with a blicky. Unbeknownst to Jizzle, he was being investigated by the feds. BG would later find out that he was under investigation in several different states that he frequented. In November of 2009, Jizzle will relocate back to the city. His Too Hood to Be Hollywood album release party was slated to take place at the Chocolate Bar Friday night on November 6th. On the night of November 3rd, BG will be arrested along with Iman Pollard, aka Moni, and Gerard Feddison, aka Fetty, on felony weapons charges.